Well, hello everyone. It's Kevin here with Mobile DJ Remastered. Today I want to talk about a wedding I did recently that was a zero dance wedding. That's right, no dancing, no dances whatsoever. And this was basically born out of the concern that the bride and groom had around COVID. Now, this certainly venue that we had the wedding at was allowing dancing at the time. But the couple felt that the dancing would put people at risk, and they didn't want folks to get in too close to one another in close proximity. So they decided to plan their entire reception with no dancing and instead had some different kinds of activities. So today what I want to do is talk you through what that timeline looked like, what the wedding looked like itself. I'll kind of show you some scenes and footage from the wedding, and really maybe give you some ideas, because if you're asked by a couple to do a wedding with no dancing, it can be kind of intimidating because that's our go-to as a DJs. So what do you do instead? And certainly there's a lot of planning that goes into a no dancing wedding. There's a lot of things that you could do, little games, little activities, and those kind of things. And sequencing is very important to keep people into the event, keep people excited. And keep people entertained. So in any case, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's get into this event review. And first, what I want to do is talk to you a little bit about the screen. This basically is my script, and this is my one-pager. I call this my day of script. And I usually give this to the other vendors there on the day of, and I give it to the couple a week before. Just to review and make sure everything looks good. And it's a one-pager. I print, both sides, front and back. But I have this, and this is the cheat sheet, if you will, that I carry around with me. So let's look at this. First, I just have information at the top, my typical information. We're at the Vinoclay Winery, which is a local winery, restaurant, wedding reception facility, et cetera, et cetera. It's a nice property, and certainly very versatile. They do a lot of cool things there. I think I went to a murder mystery dinner there once with my wife. It was pretty cool. Any case, you can see this starts out pretty standard. We've got a prelude or guest arrival. We've got a ceremony there on site about 5 o'clock. We've got cocktail hour, okay, but it's like a cocktail 45, as you can see. Then there's the wedding party introduction. So far, sounds like just a normal, typical wedding, right? Typical timeline. But then it starts to change a little, because in dinner, we certainly have everyone's eating, and we've got toasts, spotlight dances. There's really just one, the bride and groom's first dance. Then we would have a cake cutting, and then activities for the rest of the evening. And check this out, the way that the couple kind of worked it out and how I helped plan the evening. We are doing basically a couples trivia game, okay? Songs that were provided to me by the couple. Then we would do a newlywed shoe game, okay? And you guys know, I'm sure, know about that. Then we would do a name that tune game where A versus B. This is almost like a, this side of the room versus that side of the room, name that tune game. And then a last dance of the evening, which would just be, hey, stand at your tables and kind of, you can dance a little bit. So, this is, you can kind of see a no dance wedding. There's no open dancing. There's nothing like that. A little bit of, I'd say, certainly engaging activities and a little bit of music in between. But I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through the gig log, and we can kind of like bounce between the script and the log here, or the event review. So what I'm going to do is, this is my standard little video. I make these videos for my couples, and I'm going to turn the volume down so we don't. But anyway, you can see the Vinoclay Winery. You can kind of see really cool place, lots of neat scenery. Look at this. These are the vineyards. This is spring, so the grapes hadn't come in yet, and the vines hadn't really come in yet. But you can see that's where we're gonna get them married, down there. And if you pause here just for a second, you can see over here in the corner, that's me. Not me as in my person, but there's basically my setup, okay? It's my ceremony setup, completely wireless. I didn't need any power, and that was actually not a big deal because they did have power on the edges of these two little corners. But I've got my Eon 1 Pro battery-powered column array speaker, and then I've got my little table with my little rig. Basically, it's just 3 mics, wireless mics, 1 handheld, 2 lavaliers, and I got a little shark fin on top so to make sure I get the reception loud and clear. And that has been a great ceremony system. I have a video on my channel if you want to check it out. But that is basically where they're getting married. Now, notice this hill here and these stairs. So a little bit of a challenge. You'll see a truck off here in the distance. Actually, what happened was one of the family members needed a ride down just because they didn't want to tackle the stairs. And another person in the bridal party had a boot on his foot and didn't want to have to walk down here with the boot. So any case, the truck brought him down and kind of hid off behind the trees there. Any case, as we kind of look at this standard ceremony and everybody was seated, people wore masks, as you can see, kind of like most people wore masks in the ceremony, in terms of the folks that were sitting down. And here comes the bride. And just kind of fast forward a little bit. Here they're getting married. It was a beautiful ceremony, nice weather. Sun came out right when they were kind of doing their vows, as you can kind of see. It was really, really cool and special. So one of the things too that I did a little different on this wedding, and I'll pop back over to the script just so you can see, and I made notes. The couple wanted me to record everything. Like, I recorded the ceremony and the full reception, every word that was spoken or every song that was played through my equipment. I recorded everything. And I also did some video, of course, because I made this little highlight reel that I always do for my couples. But the audio recording, what I did was I used a little Zoom recorder, and I actually recorded the ceremony with 2 sources. One was my phone, just as a backup, and then the Zoom. And the Zoom I plugged directly into my Eon. That thing worked great. Those things just work really, really well. And then I also used the Zoom to record the entire reception. I just kind of like put it by one of the main speakers. And then I pushed record on my record box in the reception hall. And basically what that did was recorded a line feed for the whole reception. Everything I said on the mic, everything that played through the speakers. So I had a backup. So in any case, I got that to them over Google Drive after the wedding, like the day after I kind of gave them all the files and all the footage. So they were real happy with that. But anyway, so here's just a little bit. I just did a little clip of their vows, a couple cool things that they said. So just like 30 seconds of that. This is their pronounced husband and wife. And okay, cool. They're kind of walking up. Sorry, I've got the sound down. I just didn't want, I don't want any kind of copyright. Okay, check this out. This was so cool. This is the, obviously, their reception area, this reception hall. And you're going to see, this is so cool. The bride is super creative and they love retro gaming. So they made all these centerpieces out of wine bottles from this winery that we were actually at. They made all these, retro gaming, like look, Super Mario, and then different things, Dungeons and Dragons, Skyrim, just all these cool things. And you can see she hand painted them. She put all these decorations and all these kind of like memorabilia and toys and things. I thought that was cool. I'm not really seeing something so personalized. Certainly you see creativity and a lot of Pinterest kind of stuff, but never something like this. This was just really, really cool. There's Pokemon, saw Link from Zelda before. I think she did a really good job, and what a way to personalize your wedding, right? So in any case, I got a kick out of this. There's Sonic. And there were, I don't know, maybe 14, 15 tables that had these little decorations. Okay, cool. So there's my setup. Okay, I'm kind of like in the middle of this room. It was split in 2. You can see my speakers on either side. And I needed to do that instead of, I'm going to pause here for a little little DJ talk. You can see here that I put my speakers on, here's one speaker. It's real close to my my setup and my controller. Okay, so that's my main console. My other speaker is way over here. Okay, so in between my console and my controller, you can see there's space, and then there's a table with desserts. These are cupcakes and other desserts, and then my speaker. Why did I do this? Why didn't I have my speakers in a nice little tight little configuration like I see every other DJ in the world do? Every wedding DJ, every mobile DJ loves their tight little space, their tight little configuration, and I do too. However, it's paramount. You have to bias toward better sound in the room. You have to have good sound coverage. We're DJs. We need good audio. So please, 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 if you're not doing stuff like this where you're like, it might not look the greatest because it's not super symmetrical and tight, and I've got my little setup in the corner or whatever. If you're doing that versus what I did here, I could have did that easily. I could have put my speaker here, and because the bride and groom wanted me here, they wanted me right here in the center of the room, and they wanted me in this spot, and I couldn't go anywhere else. It didn't make sense. So if I didn't put that speaker over there, it would have been really bad for those folks over in the corner, because you can't tell, but this room kind of wraps around behind. So I was able to turn my speaker and service both sides of the room, which was really helpful. But if you're not thinking that way, maybe you should, because we're DJs and we need to have great sound, not just great looks, bias toward the sound. And I think everybody will appreciate that. So in any case, I'm going to keep going. PSA over. So here's this room, and as you can see, I'm kind of in the middle. Now, this was me just messing up. This is the grand entrance, and there's the guy in the boot. He had the little wheelie cart, and the video was tilted because I set my phone up to capture this grand entrance. I usually don't capture the grand entrance too often because, I'm just with my phone there. And anyway, it tilted, and I got the first guy, and I'm like, so I left it in because I thought it was kind of funny. By the way, the guy in the cart did like a couple laps around the room on his little cart, and I thought it was hilarious. So they're kind of coming in, we're doing our entrance thing, and it was as hype as, as any other entrance. We were trying to, and you can't see anybody. They're on either side. And of course, we asked them to stay at their tables. You can kind of see what's going on here. This is me from behind the DJ booth. There's the bride and groom. So that's kind of like the setup. It was kind of a small, intimate event, but man, did we have a lot of fun. And you're gonna see the purple uplights really what looked good, and I thought they went well with the little green here, kind of like grapes, grapes on the vine, since we're at a vineyard. The couple did this great first dance. They had choreographed and practiced a lot. Anyway, they nailed it. They looked so good. It just looks like they put a lot of time and effort. You can see them, they're counting their steps and they're doing a great job. And here she goes with her little spin. This is good. I got really, really excited about this couple. They were really cool to work with and help celebrate. Okay, so now we're kind of like, I think I do a sweep here of the room as we get a little bit little darker. Let's see. Oh no, okay, this is they cut their cake. They didn't have a big cake, they had a cupcake. So it was just kind of a fun thing, cut the cupcake. Okay, so here's the sweep of the room. Look at this thing, man. That purple, it just so vibrant, these Ape Lab lights, and then of course I've got the Chave wash effects. It was so vibrant, it just really popped. It looked beautiful. Okay, so here we go. Some of the activities I was talking about. Now remember, here, let me pause real quick. The way the evening flowed was after dinner, after the cake cutting, we went right into these activities. I didn't film any of the couples trivia. I did, obviously, I said I recorded the whole event. So they've got it all, like all the audio of that. But that was a lot. Okay, so imagine this. We had like 30 questions, and it was just a lot, because when you're emceeing and you're emceeing a straight 45 minutes of questions and banter and things like that, it's a lot. And I was totally cool with it, and I was pretty much on the mic the whole night. I mean, I was doing this And then we moved into Newlywed Shoe Game and Name That Tune, which I'll show you in a second. But it really was, there was a lot of, vocal work, if you will. And it was a different kind of tired. I was a different kind of tired after the event, after celebrating this way, because I was just, it's not what us DJs doing mobile events typically do. You're not typically on the mic the whole time. And, like carrying around equipment and running around and playing music and et cetera, right? But I found it to be super cool and energizing because it was just like the whole package. It was like I really had to flex those MC muscles to keep people engaged because I didn't have a dance floor or like a backdrop of a great bunch of tracks to back me up. So in any case, okay, so you can. I mean, that was cute.
Okay, Team Link, what do you got for song title?
Okay, so what I did here was this is the Name That Tune song. So a little later in the evening, this is our last game. So this is me. I just recorded like, I don't know, I think I recorded the whole thing, but I put a little snippet in their highlight video because it's me. It's kind of me like,
you guys ready?
Like I'm basically talking to them and we're doing our little song, Name That Tune.
I heard it before, even like 3 notes. Wow, what was that again? The middle, Jimmy Eat World, 2 points.
Oh, okay, you guys get it. We basically did this back and forth. Look at me, I'm having a blast. But I just put in like 60 seconds of this, of me kind of like playing a little bit with the crowd, with the 2 sides. And I really wanted to get across that, in their highlight video, and here's the little scoreboard. This is what we did. We did this. Now, this is the final dance of the evening. And you can kind of see basically the folks, most of the folks stayed till it was like 11 o'clock or so. And everybody's kind of like, who's still there. They kind of danced a little bit. You can see at their tables and, just sort of joined in with the couple. And this was the closest kind of thing, I think, to group dancing that we had. And then I think we finished on a picture of the couple got a picture with me. So there we are. All right. You don't need dancing, although it's a huge, huge part of many of the celebrations. You don't need it in order to still have a great time and celebrate a marriage and love. Okay. So in any case, I hope that's helpful, inspiring. And I would love it if you're not already, if you could subscribe to my channel and like this video. It would really, really help. And of course, we'll put out more and more good videos so you can engage and learn and hopefully improve your business or just get some ideas, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.